on? Doing okay?
Yeah,
Looks good.
I haven't seen you lately.
Yeah, we're here doing a little media blitz.
Oh yeah?
What do you think of that?
I think that's awesome. I think that's a good idea.
You're gonna be on Cutler TV. Say hi.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going for a true sculpt to my waist.
Facelift.
Lip injections.
You're on camera.
I told I worked for the head of time.
I'm not good on. Come on back.
You better be.
Have you ever seen me?
You look so nice today, though.
Is this Heather?
Hi, I'm Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Heather's the boss,
The boss.
the
Boss
founder.
lady.
The
Nice.
founder's still in house here.
So
Nice.
house can be worked for the next 15 years.
Wow.
Come on back.
Hi, how are you?
To make everybody comfortable, we put a topical numbing, which helps.
Yeah, and I'm a pussy when it comes to
I wasn't gonna say that,
needles in my face.
but a little bit, yeah.
The worst.
I know, I wasn't gonna say that, but all
They
men
say-
are.
They say men, though, they don't have as much pain tolerance. You know that?
Yeah, of course, because we don't bear children.
No.
Okay, that's right.
You know,
The
I
nerves
would
are
love
different,
to see
right?
it.
Yep. Your tolerance is way off.
Is that really true?
It is.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
So what does it have to do with your face?
Well, you just pain. It's not about the pain. It's just your receptors and your pain tolerance levels. You just don't tolerate the pain.
All right, so kind of explain what we're gonna do with
So
the.
what we're gonna do with Jay is we're gonna add. We're gonna do PRP, platelet-rich plasma. Platelet-rich plasma comes from your blood. We take his blood, we spin it down into a little tube, and then what's left, the residual, and I'll show you later, is like a yellow, clear, straw color fluid. What that does when we inject it into a face, it helps stimulate collagen, neovascularization, a lot of epithelial cells, fat cells, and all is just kind of a regenerative process. And just especially when a lot of men like to lean down and get fit for shows, they want the leanness in their body, but their face also shows. So they lose their fat in their face. So another alternative besides, plumping with fillers and stuff, which doesn't, I think, look very masculine in men, and also it's not necessarily when it comes to that. I had PRP and it helps stimulate his own collagen and epithelial and vascular cells, which is a very more natural look for him. And it regenerates. It takes about 12 weeks to see the final results, but as we continue to do it more and more, it helps also with the thinning process of his skin. So it also just keeps it plump, and he doesn't have to look lean in the face as he wants to look lean in his body.
Now you did stems in your shoulder, right?
I did stems and PRP both.
So did they tell you how long? 12 weeks. Then is that
Well,
standard?
That's what we
For
see
full
as,
result?
yeah, we see that because we're giving it, how things kind of turn over. 90 to 120 days is when we start seeing growth.
Right.
It can continue to improve for up to a year.
That's what I heard.
But yeah, typically we start seeing some results about 12 weeks. And
Yeah,
it can continue to
I heard 3 to 6 months, so
yeah,
that's about what
and
you
I
said.
say 12 weeks, and then it does it 12, yeah, and then 6 months. But we do recommend him doing it. We do it about 3.
Well, when's the last time we had it done? What's the
Three.
record? It's a long time.
Oh, you?
Yeah, we do about maybe 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Before Christmas.
But the problem is in some people, like me, I would do it would last for a year or so. But with Jay, he's always metabolizing, so he's burning through everything. So we've got to do it. Sometimes I feel a little bit more because just like anything, even though he's regenerating that, he's breaking that down too because he is such aggressive trainer
I'm
and dieter.
45 years old.
Doesn't matter. You just you're
So it's
look
not.
at you.
It's not strictly only for the people that are older, right?
No, young and old because it's a really natural regenerative process. No.
How did you start doing it? This?
I got him to start doing
A year?
it 2 years ago.
2 years.
Okay.
2 years ago.
But honestly, I don't. It's been that. Has it been?
Yeah.
Is it? I didn't think I've been here. And she keeps telling me you need
It
to
was
go.
a
you need to go.
while. I want to say September.
No, right in the hall, November.
I know I was
It
here.
was before
I was here when she was starting. So she said she's been here 6 months, and I mean that was
Yep.
the last time. I don't know if I was here for that or for
And
you.
you've
And
only
there's-
been here once for you since I've started.
Okay.
And the good thing, there's not an you can never overdo it, like as we're regenerating,
That's good
because he's
about it.
always training and burning fat, we can never overdo it, and it just is a nice, softer look.
So I'm trying not to have like the sunken like.
Sunken eyes.
So what happens is when he's lean, his base also loses fat, so he has these fat pads here that start separating because he's leaning down. So we want to kind of fill in this malar fat pad. He has a separation between fat pads. As we get old, that happens, but also not as old as people when diet and lean down for shows and competition things. They start losing this and they just start getting hollow. So the nice thing is I don't want to plump him up and build a mat or a feminine cheek or anything. He just needs to add a lot of just regenerative properties will help him.
Awesome. So when people tell you look young, this is why. You just gave out the secret.
I just have good genes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to swear. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you swear constantly.
Not that I really need this because we can see this beautiful anatomy.
I
Look
know.
at that thing.
I know, why do I even put
That's
this?
right.
You don't even
Amplify.
need to put
Yeah,
that.
really.
I know. I don't even
Do
go
you think
there.
you can find it or?
I don't know. It's gonna be a pretty tough poke. Oh man, I missed it, didn't I? He's probably freaking out if I missed it.
Why wouldn't you go on the big one? You don't have to, huh?
It's just so. It's a big rolly vein.
It's calling for it.
And I wasn't known as the vascular guy either.
I know. I was gonna
You
say
weren't?
that. No.
I wasn't super vascular like some of the other guys. Veins aren't super attractive, are they? They cut them out.
So we just did is now we drew the blood. We just pulled up into a blood collection tube. There's several different companies out there that actually specifically are made for the collection of PRP, platelet-rich plasma. We use Eclipse. There's Regen Lab and why I think they're specific, which I like, is why they're specific to collection of PRP is it has just a little bit different separation properties, and they know, and also it's kind of formulated to take out the PRP. So when we spin it, we know we get the most, about 80 to 90% out of the blood, 80-90% platelet in the plasma. So we will go ahead and spin that. It takes 5 minutes. And like I said, Eclipse, Regen Lab, they're both really good for collection of platelet-rich plasma. So I put it.
You don't have much room.
I know.
We
So go
have
ahead, put it
small
in there.
hands, so that's cool.
This is just indication of
Yeah.
how to. I spin it for 5 minutes, 3,400, and it just spins.
Boom. We'll come back in 5 minutes.
Product after we spun it in the centrifuge. So what happens is blood is whole blood. It has all kinds of white blood cells, red blood cells, and all kinds of stuff. So what this does, this tube actually separates everything. So down here we have the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and all the other byproducts in the blood that in whole blood. And this is a little waxy coat, which when it spins, it actually separates. So now what we have, people a lot of times call it liquid gold we have on top. It's the platelet-rich plasma, the PRP. And so platelets are in here, and it's concentrated to about 2 to 3 times it's in the normal blood, so we want to separate it in here. So what we have is the PRP, platelet-rich plasma. So platelets are responsible for 2 things. So platelets also are, the main reason is responsible for clotting. Someone cuts, gets a cut, the platelets rush to the wound and stop the blood. But also what platelets are good for is after that, platelets signal your body, they know it's a wound, they signal it, and it rushes all the healing factors. So platelets will heal a wound. So what we're doing with platelet-rich plasma when people don't have a wound, we're injecting a high concentration of platelet-rich plasma in a body, in an area of the body, that now when I'm going to inject it, the body's going to think, oh, it's a wound, okay? But it's not really a wound, but it's what it's going to do is trigger, I need to heal, I need to lay down new growth, epithelial cells, new growth cells, new fat cells, new vascular cells. So it's tricking the body into thinking it's a wound, and that's how it's triggering the regeneration of the skin area that we want. So it's a little metaphor.
You're tricking the body.
Yeah. So there's not a wound, but the body, when injecting, thinks it is, and that's why platelet plasma been out for like 20 years. We've used it over in Europe for a very long time for ortho injuries, and then we started using it here, commonly 10 some years ago in orthopedic injuries, knees, joints. ligaments and tendons. And now in the aesthetic field, since we've used it in the medical field for joint injuries, now we're knowing that if we inject it into the face or area that we want some regeneration, it works.
Would you say people prefer that to Botox, or how does it?
A lot. And so with this is some people that want a more natural looking, then I'll go ahead and do PRP. But a lot of times I will use fillers too, but mostly under the eyes. They want a more natural look. It's a very unforgiving area. So if you would put a hyaluronic or a filler in there, sometimes it will look too puffy, too swollen. But also sometimes under the eyes is really good because we also need to build collagen and stimulation. And hyaluronic acid fillers don't do that. So that's why we do it under the eyes a lot of times for men that want to just kind of a nice softer appearance.
Gotcha.
It's hot as
Oh.
shit in here, actually.
We turned the air actually on for you.
How's your house?
Coming in.
How does Andrew survive?
It's not bad right now.
We keep it cold, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
I always have a
I don't even
blanket.
have the air on your the heat on your room.
I don't
Oh,
even
no,
turn
I
it
keep
on.
it down now.
Yeah, I don't even turn it
Your dogs probably shiver. They're only a pound.
Mhm.
on. Daisy
No,
does.
Angie always says hot in there.
Daisy's
Well,
always
Angie's
shit.
a hot box too.
You
Well,
sit
I
there
gotta
with
lay next
super
to him.
metabolism.
I gotta lay next to him, and then it's
Oh,
like,
he's a
he's like an oven
A
sitting
furnace,
next
furnace,
to
yeah.
him.
I don't know
Next to
how
a
you're in a
furnace.
sweatshirt right now.
Because I always get cold.
Me too.
How-
It was still over there.
So over.
What? Are you from Ohio though?
Yeah, we're
Yeah, we're
Ohio.
from-
What
Well,
part?
so you know.
And you're
Outside of
Youngstown.
It's
Little
where?
town.
What's his name from? Eric.
Little town called Columbiana. I went to Youngstown State undergrad. That's in northeast too, so it's freezing. Like it's only 3 hours from Buffalo.
Yeah, it's super cold from where we're from.
He's just gonna hurt.
No. I put numbing on, so
I'm
now we're
scared.
gonna. He is always
Don't
scared,
worry.
but we'll also use ice too.
I always
Sure,
hold
I'll
your
spray
hand.
more.
but I don't need to.
So go ahead and lean forward. So I'll show the areas that he doesn't like. This is a little like here. When he's really lean, I notice that he has this more so. So this is our area of the malar fat pad separation, a little here. So if we add just a little volume, it's gonna just make it look more youthful. Like you know, back in the day, the Arnold Classic.
I look like a football player right now.
Well, he was, right?
You played football?
Yeah.
When he was little.
Well, he was in high school.
Really?
It was a long time ago though.
I was defensive line.
I didn't see you playing football. Just a quick punch.
Do you feel that? No.
Yeah, I hurt like hell.
You're such a liar. I can tell where you
The
are.
nice thing, it'll be stay a little bit full over the next couple of days, and then it just kind of
Dissipate.
yeah.
So what can I do for the next few hours?
Can't
You know, my big thing with this, I don't
Already
like.
worked out.
Yeah, I don't like any injections, being fillers, PRP, anything. I just say just don't work out for 24 hours. Just let the healing. A lot of times when people inject PRP, we want the inflammation to go because we want this the cells to start activating. So a lot of times patients talk about or protocols talk about no anti-inflammatories, which is ibuprofen, Aleve. And they say that because we want it to kind
I
of.
feel a little pressure.
Yep, pressure's normal because we're adding fluid. Here's the best part about this. There's no reaction. There's no concern. There's no adverse side effects. It's his own
Yeah.
PRP. So the beauty of it is,
Nothing
No
foreign.
foreign
No
interference.
foreign.
This is all
and
natural.
so that is actually a good point that we have to talk about, Jay, because a lot of people get worried. I don't want to, I don't want to filler. I don't want, a chemical in my body. How about if I have a reaction? How about if it's there? Guess what? This is yours. It can burn, it can feel pressure, it can do whatever, but nothing's going to happen because it's his own.
Yeah.
So we're just bringing it back.
Makes sense.
Sometimes it does have a little tingling effect because I think it's the rush of all the growth factors going to the area. So that is a...
Now, can you mix like this with any
Yeah.
a Botox
Yes.
and stuff like that?
So we can mix this with Botox fillers. So Botox is for wrinkles. Botox is an indication, FDA approved for forehead wrinkles, frown lines, and around the eyes. And also when people are very, very hollow, I'll mix a filler. I prefer a filler that's not very plumpy, such as Juvederm Voluma, Jupiter, and Velour. Sometimes if they're very hollow, I like to kind of act like a scaffolding, and I kind of put it under, and then I put this right above it, and it kind of gives a better little plumping effect when they're very, very hollow deficit. Jay's not that hollow. This is just enough for him. That'll do well.
Do you see the difference, Dave?
Mhm.
From that side
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this
yeah. I
side?
see it. I see it. Yeah, I see it.
You can already see the difference, Dave.
Well, it's a little bit more
Plump.
round or puffy. Yeah, puffy.
And
But
that's it, you know. See,
That's all.
and here's the thing: we're not feminizing them. What we're doing is working on masculine features, and the main thing is you've got to find an injector that understands feminine features versus masculine features. So there's a way to inject a female, and there's a way to inject a male as well. So I think a lot of men are afraid of doing this because they're afraid that they're going to look, you know, feminine.
Yeah.
And as we can see, this is just a little bit fuller than this side. And we're not making them feminine. We're not giving these high cheekbones. We're just adding this fat pad right here to the malar region. And then I'm going to soften a little bit there.
nice.
So we can, yeah. I mean, do you see?
The difference.
Looks,
Can I see?
looks,
Yeah, hold on.
yeah, looks really nice. And even though it looks like maybe a little bumpy, that's all going to just smooth
Yeah,
out
yeah,
very
yeah, of course.
nicely. It's just,
You see?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
looks
Dave.
pretty good.
You look like a brand new person.
Wow, they're ready to tear it up.
can he hang, Ann? Can he hang? Does he still go out? And,
Right, Dave?
Yes,
Oh yeah.
How late
We're
can he
ready
stay
for the
up
club
till?
tonight.
he could stay.
I'm too old.
Stay up till
You
what,
can't go
10?
to clubs?
You know, I
I
took
get-
him
I
out
get tired at
for
10:30.
Valentine's Day. And we went to a club and then we went to Sapphire. Go figure
We
that.
stayed out till 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
You did?
Wow.
And all we wanted was food at like
Of
4
course you
o'clock.
did, you weirdos.
Oh, yeah.
We went to Sapphire's and we got food. That's what we went there
That's
for,
what
right?
You ate bad food.
I don't think I saw anybody there but the
But
food.
Yeah.
Are you
I
ready?
think-
Are
I think
you
it-
ready?
I think
Should
it's
I get
cool.
this as a package for you for
I don't think so. I don't
your
think,
birthday?
I don't think it's
too?
worth. I don't think it's worth it. But Heather, tell me, you. This is not the only thing you do here. So,
No.
what are some of the other services that you provide at the
Actually,
clinic?
I do all services. My main is lip injections,
Okay.
of course, as we know. They're huge. And
Yeah.
Botox.
Okay.
A lot of it is also cheeks. A lot of cheek fillers to lift up to give that kind
Is that
of
getting
a
more popular now?
very, yeah, you know
Chicks
what?
want cheekbones, huh?
Kind they do.
So the men too?
Men want more, and they think they're flat, just like you. It's more the mid. This is more of a medial cheek, more the center. If we bring out your cheek up here, a lateral cheek, that's feminizing. I mean, we don't. So men are kind of trying to say, hey, look, you know, something looks bad here. And I'm like, you know, and they trust me, and I feel it, and it looks beautiful. It looks very natural. Doesn't look feminine. It looks like I just brought back their youth.
Nice.
We do a lot of jawline contour.
We do a lot of jawline contouring, a lot of smile lines.
Mhm.
These are
We
smile
do,
lines, nasolabial folds. This is the cheek. A lot of men, I'm doing actually a lot of men jawline. They're bringing out their
We
chin,
did
their
a liquid
jawline.
nose job, they call it.
A liquid nose.
It's crazy.
Oh wow.
That's huge.
That's huge right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, what is the
It's good.
Instagram?
People that have
Aesthetic Medicine, all one word, AESTHETIC medicine _LB,
Awesome.
and you'll see me.
We'll put the address and phone number also in the video and everything. But what would you say your top 3 procedure or service that people want the most?
Lip,
are? Lip.
Botox, and cheek.
Cheeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And
you know,
I think second running is that liquid nose job right now.
It is.
Oh.
It is that.
What, to get rid of bumps?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is that.
So what do you do? So people have a bump right here. It actually,
Like a hook.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
literally.
like a bump, so you're feeling above and below that bump,
also it even.
Oh wow.
and it evens it
So
out,
cool.
and it really gives them a very and again
And it stays there?
Yeah.
about a year.
Yeah.
The feeling
Wow.
lasts for about a year. Their patients are really pleased with it. They're very happy. They don't have
I never
to
heard of
have
that. Wow.
A lot of the pictures are on my Instagram. I'm
Awesome.
kind of lazy on that, but Jay's told me I gotta
You gotta
Step it up.
I gotta step it up. I gotta step my
You
game up.
have been doing better though.
I have been doing better. He's known me for a while.
This
I've
guy
been doing
keeps
better.
tab of everybody on Instagram. He's
I
always
make
saying,
sure I like the pictures. and stuff.
you know this guy? This guy? I don't know nobody.
I think I commented a couple of times.
Awesome.
That's- yeah.
What would you say? What would you say your split between female and male is?
It's still about about 80 female, 20 male. I wish
Okay.
there was more male. Just again, like the stigma. It's all
Yeah.
about stigma. They think they're gonna come in looking like their wife or girlfriend with the full lips or the full cheeks. But you know, it looks great on females. But men, again, you have to know how to inject a man's features. They're different.
I feel like this year's been a big rise in men, especially with Botox.
Nice.
And the more they see that it's just natural and it's not, making them look.
But I think a few rotten apples who are doing way too much also
Yes,
give a bad
exactly.
rap to.
I feel that's a bad thing too here.
I know. Yeah.
We do have, we do have a lot of bad, med spas, aesthetic centers, things
Yeah.
like that aren't doing the right thing. I
Yeah.
mean, this is medical, and it is about being ethical and doing the right thing for the right person.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've come before and I've obviously done this in the past. And like, we haven't done like certain things in a long time because you're like, you don't need it. Like, you just.
Yeah, I'll turn Jay away.
Wow.
The only
Yeah,
time
like I'll ask her,
yeah.
hey, what should I do? And she's like, no.
You're like an honest
man.
mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Which is
I've
rare.
I am honest.
Like, I've asked her about like Botox, and she's like, no, you can't do that because you look too.
Too frozen in front of
Yeah.
camera.
Gotcha.
Or-
Yeah, so she's like, you need wrinkles and you need like.
And I think a little bit of wrinkles is nice.
Naturally.
But again, hey, if a man wants to be frozen and you tell me you want frozen, I'll give you frozen.
Yeah.
But if you
Don't
want my
blame
opinion,
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll give
Yeah.
your best advice, and it's up to them after that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that it really is.
Yeah.
And some men want that, and I'll say it'll look good on you.
Yeah.
But most they want to look natural, and I'm all about. I'm very conservative because you know what? Less is more. I
Yeah.
can always add more.
That's right.
That's the thing. So I'll go very easy on a patient, and I'll go, listen, sit here for a couple weeks, tell me if you like it, and then if they like it, oh, I want more, great. So it's easy.
You can't take
to
away,
add. You
but
can't
yeah.
take away.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because if it's Botox, I can't take away. It has to wear off for
Yeah,
average of 4 months.
Wow. That's the final product. How do you feel?
Minimal bruising,
Looks good.
I'm
no
ready.
sticks. It's
He's
ready.
refreshed, ready to attack Monday.
I'm ready to get more shredded now.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, yes. I
Any
hope that
questions?
people come to see you if they're in Vegas. That'd be
Yeah.
nice. Make sure people to tell them that you saw us on JTV. That'd be great for her to know.
Bye. Thank you.